Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fuel for Success. Mike Hopkins, Matt Maddox coming at you here on this wonderful Tuesday morning. I am actually in Studio 11 for at least one more day, although the rest of my house is empty. But it's good to see everybody here this morning. And I love Tuesdays. I love seeing my good friend Matt on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays, all those days. But Tuesdays, yeah, all those days. Any day really is a good day to see my friend. And today is just like every Tuesday. We're going to talk about life coaching, motivation. We're going to touch on some things that are real in your life and talk about them. And hey, I want to remind everybody that one of the great parts about the show is if you're watching live, you can interact, ask questions, type in over there on the chat box, click below and type in a question. Shoot me an email, mike@mattmaddox.com. Type that in. Or you can also send a text message. I'll get that number up for you in just a second. And maybe you're thinking later, and you're like, man, I wish I would have asked that question. You know what? Just type it out quick, shoot a text quick, get it in the queue, and we'll get to it as soon as we can. We get a bunch of questions in, and we handle them as quickly, as rapidly, and as expediently as possible. Happy Tuesday, Matt. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you, and we'd like to welcome a newbie today, and that is Hannah Downey. I believe she's a Canadian, so welcome, Mrs. Hannah, to Fuel for Success. We trust that you'll enjoy it. Everybody that's watching live, thanks for joining with us. Those that are watching later on the archives, which you know you can watch this show at any given time throughout the day or night, and people do that, and we say hello to all of you as well. Those are not just literally not able to make it live. We've had people literally watch it in their closet at work, Mike. Like they've gone in the vacuum closet, right, with their phones, and they like hid in there and they watch Fuel for Success at work. You gotta love the passion, man.
You gotta love it. It's good stuff.
I'm of the opinion of whatever it takes in life. Don't you agree? Like if most of us, since today is life coaching and motivation, if most of us took on the mentality of whatever it takes and whatever we want to do, like most people don't, Mike. In fact, I'd venture to say probably 9 out of 10 people never literally live or apply a whatever it takes mentality. Like I read something that Mark Cuban said yesterday. He said, if you are not obsessed about your passion, you're never going to reach your passion. And if you have an exit plan, then you're not obsessed. Like I loved that. And I believe that. I believe, even though today's not Thursday, because usually on Thursday we kind of rip in a little bit about business and entrepreneurship, but I do believe in that most people don't have a whatever it takes attitude. It's fun to say. It's fun to tweet. It's kind of motivational, but yet it's very true. Whatever it takes, I'm going to do it. In other words, if it means I go 3 days without sleeping, that falls in the category of whatever it takes. If it means I've got to take more risk, that falls into the category of whatever it takes. If it means that I've got to change my eating habits or start exercising more or start saving more money, or changing my spending habits, or spend more time with my kids, or say I'm sorry. Whoa, there's 2 words some of us could really start using a little bit more often. And Canadians are really good at that. They don't say I'm sorry. They say what, Mike?
Sorry.
We love Canadians.
We do love Canadians.
And Carol's right. They don't want to pay the price for whatever it takes. And it's just one of those things where, you know, the price tag is definitely an issue in some people's lives. They're not willing to do whatever it takes. They have limits. And if you have limits, my friends, you're not going to get there. You got to let go of the limits, and you've got to say, there are no limits. I am going to do this. I've made up my mind. It's called the power of a made-up mind. Like most people don't have a made-up mind. And if you're really going to get anywhere in your relationships, your success, your health, your life, like if you want to master time management, you know what my best advice for you is? Master it. Don't continue to be a procrastinator and one of these people that just kind of flow through life making excuses. Like too many people stay stuck By the way, Mike and I are going to open the show today talking about what it's like to be stuck. Any of y'all ever been in one of those things we call a rut? You're stuck. You're just you're like in quicksand. You can't get out. It just seems like no matter how hard you try, you oversleep all the time. You keep eating bad foods. You keep ending up in bad relationships. You know why you keep dating the wrong people? Because you're the wrong people. There you go. That's the best piece of advice of the day, my friend.
Just a moment of transparency on the whatever it takes. So we were moving yesterday, didn't have a lot of help. Ended up, I got to bed about 2 o'clock in the morning, and exhausted doesn't even begin to cover. You know you had a good workout when you got salt stains on your shirt, okay? And from sweating.
Analogy, my friend.
I wake up this morning, and so my studio is still over here at the old house across town, and I'm like, I'm just being real. 6:30 this morning, I picked up my phone. I'm like, I'm about to call my buddy Matt and go, there's no way I'm making the show. And I'm like, no, there's people that are going to be on the show. Get in the shower, get across town.
A boy's committed. Get to Studio 11. That's commitment. So you drove all the way over to Studio 11.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hastings isn't that big a town, but it's all the way across town.
Al asked a good question. Why do people start out hyped up and pumped and then decide to quit? You know, think of New Year's resolutions. Straight up. How many of you are just as fired up today about that list of New Year's resolutions as you were on New Year's Eve? You know what the statistics say? Only about 8% of Americans. I'm disappointed in my country that we're like this. We are like this, Al. We start out fired up. We start out excited. And then it just seems like that fizzles. One of the reasons for that is because of the grind. Because of now the work kicks in. It's easy to get fired up. I'm going to eat healthy, you know. But what about 3 days later when you literally got to choose to eat the salad over the cheeseburger? That's when the rubber meets the road, my friend. That's where motivation meets reality. And that's where you say, you know what? Yes, I'm fired up, but sometimes you're not going to have the emotion in the moment, and that's where you got to have the discipline, the fire inside, the willpower, the ability to, will. It's called will. It's called will, my friend. And it all comes down to a quote that you've heard us say many times. You don't feel your way into action, you act your way into feeling. That if you follow your feelings, you'll fail. But if you'll make up your mind and you'll have a daily action plan, a daily to-do list, daily routines, daily habits, then when the motivation is gone and the excitement is gone and you're no longer pumped up, you're still going to do it because you're committed to your passion, you're committed to your goals, and you've got daily actions. Like literally, I believe all successful people have daily actions that they do every day. Not just when they're excited or when the competitor seems to be gaining an advantage, but they have daily actions they stick with day in, day out, no matter what. You know, there you go, Al.
Interestingly, because I just had to know, because you said that, what was it, 8% of Americans stick to their New Year's resolutions? Canadians, 19%.
Ooh.
They're winning. Come on, Americans, step it up.
I think I'd like to know, I think there's more Americans than Canadians. Am I correct? Population-wise?
Considerably more, yeah.
And it's not that I'm not fans of Canadians, because I am. It's funny.
It could be.
Time
My time is 811, which isn't nearly as cool. Hey, fantastic. And I'm glad to see finally we got through to Carol and she stopped dating. So that's good news, Carol. Hey, so did we cover the topic of how to get out of a rut? I think we sort of did. Do you want to cover that a little more?
If they didn't get it by now, then they're probably not going to get out of the rut. I mean, I'd hate to be the one to tell you that. I know it don't sound real motivational, but enjoy the rut, my friends. See you at the top. Or while I'm looking down. No, I'm just kidding. You want to know how you get out of the rut? You got to be a freak. You literally got to snap it. You got to snap it. Like you literally have to do something extreme to get out of the rut. You can't be passive and get out of a rut. You can't do small little, baby steps. Everybody says baby steps. Are you kidding me? A baby step's not going to get you out of a rut. You got to think of 5 very aggressive, massive, crazy, out of the ordinary, something you haven't done, and you got to do them. And I promise you, the art of that will snap you out of it and pull you out of it. It's like sometimes I'll literally say to people that are in a rut when it comes to fitness, okay, let's go run until you literally drop, like literally run until you're crying. I want you to cry. If you're not crying, you're not stopping. Like, I want you to cry. My goal is you crying, okay? If you're not crying, like, sometimes, Mike, you literally have to, just go crazy. Like my son, okay? You ready for this? He took like a month and a half off of baseball this summer, which is unheard of because of our travels and mission trips. And Caleb has had thousands of ground balls hit at him, and he's fearless. But I noticed when we got back into our training and me hitting him ground balls that he was like moving out of the way. He was kicking his feet the wrong way. And he was extremely passive about approaching ground balls. And he actually was like afraid of them. So I said, you know what, Caleb, we're going to break this. I'm not going to stop hitting ground balls until you do it perfectly at least 20 times straight. Which meant I hit him harder than I've ever hit him. I mean, it was I'm just glad nobody was there because people would have thought, whoa, this is intense. But you know what it did? It broke his fear. It literally made him, I said, if you do it right, you're not going to get hurt. But man, he got hit in the mouth once, he got hit in the jaw, he got hit in the eye, all kinds of hits on the chest. I know it sounds tough, but at the end of the day, hey, you want to sit the bench or you want to play, my friends?
I like that. And that's honestly one of the things that I've learned from you is to take massive action, to take a situation and take massive action. Just do it. And I like what Tommy said about a baby step knocks more dirt in the rut. You know what? That's exactly right. Sometimes a baby step isn't the right way to go. Sometimes you need to take massive action because you know what we fight more than anything is our own mind.
Yeah.
Right? Our own mind trips us up and is, you got to sometimes play tricks on yourself, get yourself to a place where you go, okay, now I'm doing something different. Take massive
I love what
action.
Carol said. Go to a Mission 25. We'll pull you out of your rut, my friend.
That's the truth.
Get up and juice with us at 5 a.m. after you've only slept 2 hours. Hannah, no, I believe in baby steps. I really do. I believe in daily baby steps towards your long-term goals. The question is, how do you get out of a rut? I don't believe in any baby steps when you're stuck. When you're stuck, baby steps won't do. When you're stuck, you've got, like I said, you've got to, Mike quoted it, massive action. I mean, whatever you think you need to do 10, 15, 20, 30 times more. Just to I don't care if you got to put on a headband. I don't care if you got to put on Eye of the Tiger. I don't care if you got to put the eye black on. I don't care if you got to go rub some dirt in your face. You got to just snap out of it. If your room's a mess, just freaking go clean it. Literally say, I'm going to clean for 2 hours. And literally set a timer for 2 hours. And don't even think about anything else, right? And believe it or not, doing this is going to cause an energy towards getting it done. So if there's anybody in particular watching, yes, I'm talking to you. Your uncle is encouraging you here.
That's right.
I'm not going to call him out because we're family like that. He knows who I am. And I know who he is.
Awesome. Hey, yes, my curtains are gone. You can see outside.
I actually like that view. It feels fallish for whatever crazy reason. I know there's no turning of the leaves yet, but that sight is leaving me feeling with a fall feeling.
I've got a wonderful paper birch right there. I'm on the second floor here. Awesome view. I get a lot of songbirds, cardinals, and orioles and that sort of thing. So I'm definitely going to miss that. But hey, what you going to do? Taking massive action.
Hey, YouTube them birds, and I'm sure they got videos of them like flying and whatever, and you can lay in bed at night and just kind of watch the birds, and just, visualization, my friend. I'm all about visualization.
I'm not seeing that happening. But I'm just like, the birds are there. I appreciate them. If they're not there, I don't care. That's how I am. I'll find something else. I'll be like, hey, this is nice texture on the wall.
And you really won't mean
it. For those of you that are wondering, no, we're not okay. Hey, next.
I dare not show you my view right now.
No, probably not. Doing it anyway.
That's quite a view, isn't it?
Yep. Sorry. Hey,
Q&A here, Mike.
Yeah, as you mentioned at the beginning of the show, we're going to get, or maybe I mentioned, somebody on this show mentioned in the beginning that we're going to get pretty real today, and everybody should have one of those.
This was actually a gift. It was a Christmas gift.
Is it a 1 hour?
Yeah, it's an hour one. So I've got it going now.
So cool. Hey, so anyways, as somebody on the show mentioned, we're going to get kind of real today, talk about some real situations. And my next question is, share a real struggle that you have overcome, and how did you overcome it? A real struggle.
A real struggle. A real struggle. Are we talking like temptation here? Are we just talking like, hey, struggle?
Well, this is, life coaching and motivation, so maybe a struggle that you've had with your own motivation or with, situations of life that would help our people that watch that are struggling with, maybe similar things in their life.
Look, man, I really have struggled. Okay, you want a real struggle? Want me to just go ahead and just open the curtain and be a little transparent here? I struggled a long time to break victim thinking. I mean, a long time, because I was abandoned by my mother at the age of 2. I had this story that, this drug, this victim story of, it affected me. I'm telling you, it affected every area of my life, literally into my early 30s until I finally just broke it. To where I snapped out of victim thinking. One of the things that I work in when I do one-on-one life coaching, in fact, I had one last week. One of my clients keeps attracting people into her life that hurt her, abandon her, don't validate her. And as we really dove deep into it, the cause of this being attracted into her life was victim thinking. And I can tell you this, a lot of things that were actually going wrong in my life, I attracted in my life because of victim thinking. So if I could sit down with anybody one-on-one, probably the number one thing I would want to do is fix their self-esteem and get them to have confidence, and I would want to heal any type of victim thinking that's in someone's mind, because I've learned, you talk about a real struggle, if I had to say the number one thing that's brought me grief, that's attracted the wrong people in my life, that's caused problems, that's sabotaged my success, victim thinking. That's real.
That is real, and that's a pretty prevalent struggle that a lot of people have. I've seen, and it can be devastating to making progress in life. Stops people from being successful and.
Makes me mad that it took me so long to break it. That's what makes me mad. When I realize how easy it is, not easy, but That's why I love life coaching, because you know what? Give me 4 sessions with you and you won't have victim thinking anymore.
It's good.
Anyways, yeah, I learned how to actually snap out of it, how to not think like a victim. Now that takes like some willpower. That takes some maturity, because it's easy to go to the drug, right? It's easy to go back to the sucking your thumb and feeling sorry for yourself, right? That's the easy way out. The tough way out is to go look and say, what did I do to bring this on myself? It's called taking 100% responsibility for your life. Most people don't take the courage to take 100% responsibility for their lives. That's a whole nother subject.
That is a very big subject, and upon close examination, most of us can find areas of our lives that we're not taking 100% responsibility for. I've even had a check in myself on that recently. So, hey, so when you overcame that, was it like a series of, just explaining to yourself and having to sit down with yourself and say, okay, don't do that anymore, and then identifying the behavior and correcting the behavior? Like how does one like get through that? Feel free to walk away when I'm asking you a question. I mean, it's all good.
If you guys only knew the amount of times this stuff happens to Mike and I. I'm testing your victim thing. Do you feel like a victim now that I walked away? I need to ask you right now.
No, actually.
Do we need to go on a little therapy right now?
Here's the way I think. I'm looking at it going, this is a great comedic moment for the show, so I'm going to go ahead and jump on it. So I actually loved it. I'm like, hey, awesome. I'm going to call him out.
I had this little machine here, and this right here, I pray I never lose. Thank God I got a password on it, because this thing called Docs2Go in here, my friends, has my entire life, like every thought you could imagine on all of these documents here. Like, I'm talking hundreds. So yes, Mike, I do. I literally take situations where I find myself feeling like a victim, and I write it out, I admit what I'm feeling, and then I literally type out how I need to think differently about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how to think about it the right way, the mature way, the way that's going to bring about better results, because victim thinking takes you down. So yeah, I do, Mike. I'm big into writing out my thoughts and making lists and, just literally getting it on paper or iPad. So sorry about walking away.
No, that's cool. Hey, you said something that really struck a chord, and I think it's important to really the concept of what you're saying is when you look at sort of your long-term success and what it's going to take to get there, rather than how am I feeling right now, right? And so when you write those down, you say, I want to be here in 5 years, 10 years, right? Not where I'm at now. And a lot of times we have such short-sighted vision that that's what prevents us from becoming more successful in our lives. What prevents us from having a more fulfilled life is because we're focused on like right now, like next week, today, an hour from now. If we just think a little bit long-term, like, okay, what do I need to do about this so that I become better, so that I can get to where I want to be, so that I'm not experiencing these over and over and over and over, and not in a rut, not in a cycle, that sort of thing. So.
Yeah, Mike, you said it so right. It's all about big picture thinking. If people could learn to train their brain into big picture thinking and realize that literally what I'm doing this very day on August 26th, I'm literally today painting a picture of 2018, 2019, like what my life's going to look like. Literally, God forbid, if I don't die or the rapture doesn't take place, there will be a 5 years from now. And literally, like, I can't remember what show it was, Mike. You and I came up with this thing about this that I can't remember. Maybe you can. About, like, like our past. Like this today is one day going to be our past. You know what I mean? So I realize all of the regrets of yesterday. Everybody says, oh, don't have regrets. What? How can you not have regrets? Like, that's cute to say, and I know what you mean by it, but come on, man. I think you need more regrets because that means you're not taking enough risk and you're playing it too safe. I got regrets. I took some risk that I regret, but I learned from it, and it's not going to like put me in like a 10-year depression because I have a regret.
I agree completely. Understanding that, listen, learn from mistakes. Recognize, understand, and learn from them. I mean,
What about you?
why else would you? What about me?
I love how you say Mike's good at the flow because you don't realize what Mike's managing. Comments, texts that are coming in, questions. Who knows what Carol's doing? Right on the other side of the computer. She might be eating a Twinkie. No, not really. Carol, let me tell you, Carol's awesome. Carol's just flat out, straight up the real deal. If y'all have never met her in person, you're missing out. And if she's not your friend, you're really missing out. I'm lucky that Carol's my friend.
I think she typed zip it. I think she typed zip it before you complimented her. You're talking about eating a Twinkie on the other side.
Anyway, go ahead. What's our next question, Mike? Did we get to
Hey, we actually started to segue into it really nicely because the next question was, why are big goals and dreams important? And we talked a little bit about future focus and big vision. Why should you have big goals and big dreams? Very related to that.
Because if you have big goals and big dreams, that's gonna keep you from going into a rut. That's gonna keep you from being an average person. That's gonna keep you from being stale and boring and dull. Big goals and big dreams are what keeps the energy alive. I mean, why do you need energy? Why do you need fire inside if you don't have anything worthwhile that you're trying to accomplish in life? Like, Mike, I'm still to this very day, thought about it this morning, like, we started this year, 2014, sitting in a wheelchair in the Tampa airport at about midnight-ish. Remember?
Yes.
Literally, sitting in a wheelchair waiting on your luggage. I mean, I even wheeled it all over. We literally just shook our heads and said, guys, we took on 12 of the biggest cities in America this year. 12. I mean, 12. I'm talking about, let's do one a year and work our way up towards it and learn. No, I'm talking 12. I'm talking once a month. You get done with one, you're ready to just lay in a hammock for 2 weeks. And next thing you know, bam, here's Seattle. And then as soon as Seattle's done, bam, here's, Washington, D.C. And as soon as Washington, D.C.'s done, bam, here's New Orleans. And as soon as New Orleans is done, bam, New York City. And then Mike and I are sitting there and we're driving at 4:30 in the morning to go juice for the homeless. And there was this moment of quietness that we said, hey, weren't we going to take a month off or so-ish? And then we finish in New York City in December and bam, we go to Tampa, Florida in January. Oh, and then when Tampa's over, baby, in February, we're going all the way to Las Vegas. Not to gamble, not to get married. Well, maybe I should get married at Las Vegas Mission 25. How about it, Mike? Let's just go extreme here. But forget that. But we're going to Las Vegas, right? I mean, so we're finishing this year of extreme intense mission trips. And then then we're doing 12 more next year in major cities, So
yeah.
All I got to say is you got to have some big goals and big dreams or otherwise life's going to be boring for you. So, okay, your sprinkler's not working. Okay. Wow. You got to clean little Johnny's room. Is that what you're living for? Your sprinkler getting fixed and cleaning little Johnny's room? Or are you going to get a big vision in life and really do something?
And I know I've shared this list with you. I've got a list of 8 big things that I want to accomplish in 2014. And one of them is a daily talk show, and the other one is, doing 12 missions trips. But that's just 2 of the 8. All right? So it's if you don't challenge yourself, man, I can't imagine having a boring life. I can't imagine it.
And you know what? Like, I literally, if your dreams don't freak you out, like sometimes my dreams keep me awake at night, not because I'm excited, but because I'm laying there like under my blanket, like scared. It's like, whoa. Like really, like literally 2 weeks ago, I said to Mike, we were talking, I said, Mike, we got to write one book a month from this day forward. It's got to be done, one book a month. And we started laughing. We're like, we don't have anything else to do, Mike and I are thinking about starting another show on top of Fuel for Success. So don't mess with us.
You don't want to mess. Nope.
I wouldn't mess. I wouldn't mess with people that are going places. I wouldn't want to hang with them. Go back to the Ain't It Awful Club. Stay there. Because if you start hanging with people that are going to go places, they're going to wreck your world, and it's going to
Ain't It Awful Club.
Yeah, the Ain't It Awful Club. You see them on every job. Like, one of my biggest pet peeves is to walk into a business and see all the salesmen talking. Do you know that if I worked a job and I didn't have anything to do, there would be 3 things I would be doing. I would be reading. I would have earphones in my ear listening to some motivational teaching nonstop. Or I would be, like, finding things to do. You know what I'm saying? I literally I would keep moving the whole time. Like, there's no way that I would go stand and talk to the other employees. Like, most employees would not like me. They would like me, but they wouldn't like me because I would embarrass them. Because I'm not the loafer that just sits around and sips on coffee for 2 hours and talks about nothing. I don't have time for that.
Nobody's got time for that.
Nobody got time for that. How come we don't ever make a video go viral, Mike? What can you and I do to make something go viral? Do you know that this ice bucket challenge that I heard on the radio this morning has raised $50 million?
Well, that's fantastic because it's such a great cause.
Shout out though. If you don't mind a shout out, hold on. Let me pull up my Facebook. Nathan, hold on. Hang tight. Here's what he said. He said, I have been nominated to do the, and I'm thinking, oh, Jesus, that means I'm about to get called out here. He said, I've been nominated to do the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, but I don't support the stem cell research. I'm going to give to charity. I would like to give to Mission 25. Can you tell me how? I'm like, dude, come on with it. This guy's thinking right. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I love it.
Cool.
What do we have in store for tomorrow, Mike?
Well, tomorrow is Wednesday, which is our our spirituality show.
We might need that one.
Wow.
We might actually need someone to come on and talk to us about spirituality.
Yeah, perhaps.
I want to get a new bumper sticker. You know what I wanted to say? I wanted to say, God's not mad at me. I think I'm going to start a movement called God's Not Mad at Me. Because I got some Christian friends out there that think God is mad at me. I'm like, God's not mad at me. Me? He's not mad at me. Why would Mike get Thursday off, Carol? Is it your birthday, Mike?
There's no days off.
We just get done talking about big dreams and big goals and doing stuff, and now we're calling for days off. Isn't it? What's going on Thursday?
My daughter's having a baby on Thursday.
Gramps, bro. I mean, I feel you. I've always wanted a nickname for you, and now I have finally found it. We're going with the Gramps.
You know what? By the time I hit the bed last night, or this morning at 2 a.m., I said, like Carol, today I feel like a grandpa. I'm like, I can't get my leg up here in the bed. Oh.
What are you going to be called, Papa?
Hey, I like what T.D. Jakes said. Big Daddy. That's what I'm talking about.
Daddy. I'm all about yeah. I don't even see myself having grandkids at the rate I'm going. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's a whole nother topic. Yeah. Big Daddy. That's cool. That's what it should be. I think that's what it should be. I think you need a bigger gut, though. I think you're going to have to go with, if you're going to fit the image. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd rather do a different name then.
I like Grandbuddy, dude. I always thought that was tight. Grandbuddy. It's too long.
I was gonna have him call me Mike.
Like Mike. That's an inside joke, by the way, that makes Mike and I cry laughing. Mike, I know we're over time. We love everyone out there. Thank you for watching today. We hope we brought a little bit of fuel to help you along your path of success, and a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of motivation and inspiration, and a little bit of practicalness as well to go along the way. If this helps you, my friends, then pay it forward. Give it out. Give it back. Share this link with other people. Put it on your Facebook and your Twitter. Copy and paste and text it to people. Send it to your grandma. Tell your cousins to go watch it. Tell your boss to watch this. Your boss would be a better boss if he or she watched this show. Hear me? We love you guys. Mike, good luck. So am I seeing you in the new studio tomorrow, or will you be back for one more?
Depends on how the battle with Comcast goes.
Yeah, well, so. Hannah's asking if she can just say something. Hannah, feel free, type away. We'll give you a minute or less. Mike, share the Comcast story. Thursday. In Canada, they say what, Mike? Joe Louis?
Joe Louis.
Not Twinkie. That's what they're called?
I don't know.
I guess.
I'll have to Google
that. Mike, so you only got your office to move and you're done?
Done is a relative term, but mostly, yeah.
Mostly with the moving. Now we got to get into the cleaning and all that, right?
Right, exactly.
And then the unpacking.
The unpacking and the setting up and yes, all of those things.
Next Tuesday, we should do a show, Mike, on what to do and not to do when friends are moving. If anybody's going to help people, we are. We got to help people, my friend.
Yeah, well, it's true. Good point.
All right, I love you guys. God bless. We appreciate your friendship. We even appreciate our enemies because you make us want to do more. God bless you. We love you, and we'll see y'all tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the one and only Fuel for Success.
See y'all tomorrow.